Good morning. Welcome to Thought for the Day. I was looking back a couple of days ago on past Thought for the Days that we've done. And originally, it was Elaine who started doing the Thought for the Days. Because of all the things that happened last year, she hasn't done any for a while. And one of the things we said was we'd try to bring some encouragement and a bit of happiness, I suppose, to the Thought for the Days, to encourage people. And looking back, it's interesting that most of my Thought for the Days start with something like, "Wow, that's been a very interesting week last week, or busy week last week, or there's so many things happened last week." And that seems to be virtually the way I start most of the Thought for the Days. Hence the reason I've done something completely different today. But last week was a busy week. It was a strange week. I went to hospital, not for me, but for other members of the family. Twice last week, we went in took my father in for one of his cancer operations, to discover he's got another type of cancer as well now, only to have that cancelled. And they're going to schedule it for 3 weeks' time. The following day, my son-in-law was going in for one of these routine operations that are now able to be done. And he went in, he did his pre-med, did everything that he had to do a few days before and everything, so he's okay to go. And before he could go, the person who was taking him was my granddaughter. And she was rushed into hospital a few hours before she was due to take him in, with pains in the stomach. And so I volunteered to take him in. So it's all scheduled, all arranged, no problem. Yeah, and then we get a call. The surgeon said, "Can we go an hour earlier, because they've managed to get through their list quicker and they'd like to fit him in quicker." So yeah, so moving things around, got up there, took him to hospital. Only to discover that for 4 hours he sat on the bed, and then the surgeon came along and said, "We've decided to reschedule. We'll send you a letter in the post." To which I was rather annoyed, to be honest, because that's 2 in 2 days. And I thought, wow, if this is the way the NHS is sort of moving its waiting list, it's not the most cleverest of ways of doing it, because it's really messing people's lives up. And then something completely different. Our cat got very poorly, went downhill very quickly. Rang up the vet, and the vet said, "Yep, bring him in." This was on the Saturday. "Bring him in, we'll have a look." So took him in. We were first there and went straight in, and they had a look and a prod and a poke, and violated the poor little thing with a thermometer, to discover he got a temperature and various things, and was sorted out straight away. Which in a strange way makes me think, private medicine tends to sort of run a lot faster than NHS medicine at the moment. Weird, but so we decided that we were going to go away, because we've got the motorhome, and we decided that we'll have a couple of days away. We got our grandson with us, because his sister had got a 16th birthday, and the parents and that were going away to somewhere where obviously a 5-year-old isn't really wanted. Not that he's not wanted, of course he's wanted, but it wasn't the best of things for them. So great, we had our grandson, so we took him away with us. Oh wow, did he enjoy it? It was, and it was a breath of fresh air for us. Everything was an adventure. "What's our next adventure, Pops?" he used to say to me. And I said, "Oh, so first day we did about a mile and a half walk, and that was the first evening that we got there, to have a look around and just to get idea where we were. Second day we went off on a walk that, according to Fitbit, did about 4 or 5 miles. And the third day we went on a 7-mile walk. Not planned, really. We went up to a place which we knew, and we said, well, we'll pop into a pub and have a drink and some crisps and come back. Well, that had closed, unfortunately, and so we had to walk another sort of 3/4 mile to get to somewhere else. All in all, our lives were absolutely blown away by this little 5-year-old who his mum and dad says spends most of his time sitting in front of the telly. They sent his computer thing game with him because he never does anything other than that. And yet this little lad he didn't see telly, he didn't play on a machine, he drew loads and loads of pictures about what he'd seen and what he'd done. He now knows the difference between his left hand and his right hand, which was amazing. But all you do is you put your hands up, obviously this is back to front now, and the left hand has an L shape, and that's your left hand, and your right hand doesn't. And so he was walking through the woods, and I was saying, do we go left or do we go right? And he was going, looking at his hands, we go right. That's correct. Yeah, we do. And we had a fantastic time. He learned loads of things to do with trees, difference between oak trees and beech trees, just by the leaves. Lots of things. Saw lots of little bugs. Listened to loads of animals in the forest doing their thing. He was able to name some of the birds and the different calls that they made. I just wanted to share that with you, not because we went away, but what strange events, during the week were completely eclipsed by a little 5-year-old's view on the world, as it were. And we can all take note of that and take encouragement, I hope, that, things may not get back to the normal that we know or knew, but there's a new norm. Have a great and a safe day. Be blessed and speak to you soon.